National Electrical Code Article 300.5 addresses wiring in ducts, plenums, and other air handling spaces. This section of the code outlines specific requirements and restrictions to ensure safety and prevent fire hazards. Article 300.5d focuses on ducts or plenums used for air handling purposes. Within this subsection, 300.5d4 pertains to ducts used for dust, stock, refuse, or vapors, with an exception noted for situations covered in Section 550. Article 300.5d5 addresses integral supply and exhaust ducts, while 300.5d6 covers ducts and plenums in other spaces. A critical point within Article 300.5d6 states that electrical wiring systems shall not be installed in ducts or plenums that are used to ventilate operating rooms or any other space intended to be kept free of combustible materials. There is an exception to this rule: wiring that is necessary for the normal operation of the air handling or exhaust system is permitted. To elaborate, the NEC provides guidelines for the installation of electrical wiring in various environments. Specifically, Article 300.5 outlines the requirements for wiring in ducts, plenums, and other spaces used for air handling. These regulations are crucial for maintaining safety and preventing fire hazards. Ducts and plenums are essential components of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems. They serve as pathways for distributing air throughout a building. Due to the potential for these spaces to accumulate dust, debris, and even combustible materials, the NEC imposes strict regulations on electrical wiring installed within them. Article 300.5d4 explicitly addresses ducts used for dust, stock, refuse, or vapors. These types of ducts are commonly found in industrial settings where manufacturing processes generate airborne particles or fumes. The NEC recognizes the increased risk of fire in these environments and therefore imposes limitations on electrical wiring installations. The exception to Article 300.5d4 refers to Section 550, which deals with mobile homes, recreational vehicles, and similar installations. This exception acknowledges that these types of structures may have unique wiring configurations that require special consideration. Article 300.5d5 addresses integral supply and exhaust ducts. These ducts are designed to work together as a system, with one duct supplying fresh air and the other duct removing stale air. The NEC recognizes that these systems are often critical for maintaining air quality and therefore imposes specific requirements for electrical wiring installations. Article 300.5d6 provides guidance for ducts and plenums in other spaces. This section covers a wide range of applications, including office buildings, hospitals, and schools. The NEC emphasizes that electrical wiring systems shall not be installed in ducts or plenums that are used to ventilate operating rooms or any other space intended to be kept free of combustible materials. This restriction is in place to minimize the risk of fire in sensitive areas where the presence of combustible materials could have catastrophic consequences. The exception to this rule allows for wiring that is necessary for the normal operation of the air handling or exhaust system. This exception recognizes that certain electrical components, such as fans and motors, are essential for the proper functioning of these systems. However, the NEC requires that these components be installed in a manner that minimizes the risk of fire. For instance, wiring must be properly insulated and protected from physical damage. Additionally, electrical equipment must be approved for use in the specific environment in which it is installed. The NEC also includes provisions for the use of metal raceways to enclose electrical wiring in ducts and plenums. Metal raceways provide a physical barrier that can protect wiring from damage and prevent the spread of fire. In summary, the NEC provides comprehensive guidelines for the installation of electrical wiring in ducts, plenums, and other air handling spaces. These regulations are designed to ensure safety and prevent fire hazards. By adhering to these requirements, electricians and building owners can minimize the risk of electrical fires and protect occupants from harm. It is important to consult the latest edition of the NEC for the most up-to-date information and requirements. Additionally, local codes and regulations may impose additional restrictions or requirements. Always consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure that your electrical wiring installations comply with all applicable codes and regulations. This is especially important in specialized environments like operating rooms, where the risk of fire can have devastating consequences. The key takeaway is that electrical wiring in ducts and plenums is a highly regulated area due to the potential for fire hazards. Understanding and adhering to the NEC requirements is crucial for ensuring safety and preventing property damage. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult with qualified professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The NEC is a living document. It is constantly updated to reflect new technologies and best practices. Therefore, it is essential to stay informed about the latest changes and revisions to the code. This can be achieved by attending training courses, reading industry publications, and consulting with electrical experts. By staying informed and following the NEC guidelines, you can help create a safer environment for everyone. It's also important to note that the NEC is not the only standard that may apply to electrical wiring installations. Other standards, such as those developed by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, may also be relevant. These standards provide additional guidance on specific aspects of electrical wiring, such as grounding and bonding. In addition to the NEC and other standards, local codes and regulations may also impose specific requirements for electrical wiring installations. These local codes are often based on the NEC but may include additional requirements that are specific to the local jurisdiction. It is essential to be aware of and comply with all applicable codes and regulations to ensure the safety and legality of your electrical wiring installations. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in fines, penalties, and even legal action. Furthermore, it is important to use only approved electrical equipment and materials. Approved equipment has been tested and certified by a recognized testing laboratory to meet certain safety standards. Using approved equipment helps to ensure that the electrical system is safe and reliable. It is also important to properly install and maintain electrical equipment. A proper installation or maintenance can lead to electrical hazards such as shocks, fires, and explosions. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and maintenance. If you are not qualified to perform electrical work, hire a licensed electrician to do the work for you. A licensed electrician has the training and experience necessary to safely and properly install and maintain electrical systems. In conclusion, electrical wiring in ducts and plenums is a complex and highly regulated area. Understanding and adhering to the NEC requirements, as well as other applicable standards and codes, is crucial for ensuring safety and preventing property damage. Always prioritize safety, use approved equipment, and hire qualified professionals to perform electrical work. Remember that the NEC is a minimum standard, and it may be necessary to exceed these requirements in certain situations to ensure the safety of the electrical system. For example, in areas where there is a high risk of fire, it may be necessary to use more robust wiring methods or to install additional fire protection measures. It is also important to consider the environmental conditions in which the electrical wiring will be installed. For example, in damp or corrosive environments, it may be necessary to use special types of wiring or to provide additional protection against corrosion. By carefully considering all of these factors, you can help ensure that the electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. And remember, when in doubt, always consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer. They can provide expert advice and guidance to help you make informed decisions about your electrical wiring installations. They can also help you to identify and address any potential hazards or code violations. By working with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations.